Hello, my name is Charmaine Wilson and welcome to my blog called Spirit Matters. Today is part 3 of a series of talks of grief that I have been doing, and today we're going to talk about the grief after losing a child. If you are in this incredibly horrible position, then there was no need for me to tell you how you're feeling. You would be in intense pain and you would probably still be quite numb. Now, the thing is that this numbness can last for quite a few months to come yet, and you may even experience some memory loss. It isn't that you lose your memory, it's just that everything pales in significance to what you've been through. On a spiritual level, it's one of the greatest lessons that we will endure on this earth plane. And you have two choices. You can either start to move forward quickly, or you can waste time on thinking about and kicking yourself for the things that you did or didn't do, but things that you think that you did or didn't do. The what-ifs, the maybes, the buts. You can spend years on these things if you like, but the truth of the matter is nothing is going to change what is. Your child is where they are, and that's it. You see, the great love that you had with your child is the reason that you feel so bad. You see, there's nothing so... Of course you loved your child, and the reason that you're feeling all this pain is because the child loved you back. So what we need to do is we need to focus on how to move forward. It's time to focus on all the good things that you did do. You know, you were a great mother, you were a great father. You need to focus on the parenting skills that you succeeded in. And you need to continue to focus on the happy memories and not the sadness of the deaths. Your life has changed forever, and no amount of wishing or begging or pleading is going to take that back. Your family has been altered forever. The balance is now askew, and that is the truth. When you come out of your deep grief, it may be time to assess the balance of your family now. If you have remaining children, you may have felt in your deep grief that you haven't been quite present for them. And, you know, after that 6 months or so, you may find yourself thinking about your kids and how have they fared, because quite honestly, there's a feeling of not even existing in that time. So now is a time, after you come out of the deep grief, is to really spend time one-on-one with your remaining children and make sure that they know that you are still going to be as much of the parent as you could be before, because that's very important to them as well. Husbands and wives suffer greatly at this time. There seems to be, in most cases, not all, there seems to be one parent who holds the other parent up. Now, what's really important to remember is that if this is your case, the parent that has been doing all the holding up will fall. So if you've been the one in deep grief and, say, your husband or wife's been holding you up, in a few months' time you have to watch them carefully, because this is when they may crash, and then it's your turn to return the favour. There is a tendency to become hostile and angry, and this can be directed at your partner. If you find yourself doing this, and when you come out of your deep grief, if you still have this hostility and anger towards your other partner, it is time to address this with some couples counselling or some grief counselling. But it's not fair on each other to be fighting because of something you cannot change. Women tend to want to talk about the grief of their children particularly, and men tend to want to bury it inside. Please do not judge your partner. They are handling it in the best way that they can. It's just important at this time that you honour everybody's individual grief, and that you don't judge anyone too harshly, or you don't think perhaps that they're not grieving hard as you are, because that is not the case. Your children may bounce back a little bit quicker than you do. Please understand that this is just the way kids are. They seem to take things a lot easier than us. Now, by no means should you pull your remaining children down to your grief. That's one of the biggest mistakes you can make, by saying, my goodness, how can you laugh and play when, you know, our other child's gone? That is so unfair, because they need a chance to be kids too. Believe me, they are suffering in their own way, and your grief is going to be a bit denser than them. Now, you'll probably be still stuck in your grief for a good 6 months when you really are not aware of the outside world. That's normal. But what might happen in that time is you might find that some of your friends or other family members stop coming around, stop talking to you all the time. And, you know, this is not because they don't like you. It's just because they don't know what to do with you. Their world has not stopped. Yours has. And you need to remember that. They still have a life outside of your life. So don't be angry at them for pulling back a little. And please don't get jealous that their life is still the same. Everyone's on a different path, and you need to remember that at this time. In my experience as a medium, I have found that spirit children are most anxious to make contact with their parents, but I urge you to wait at this time. You need to wait at least 4 months before you go running off to see a medium. The reason being is because you're still in that numb state of shock that you naturally go into. And if you go to a medium reading and you're not ready for it, you may be disappointed, and this may in turn affect your grief, and it may even extend your grief. So please hold back before you go rushing out. It really is not the time. You need to honour that grief. You need to let the numbness settle on you until your mind can work out a way to properly connect with life again. I don't have any answers as to why your child was taken. I just know in time you will heal. And if you're a positive person, you will grow. Your child was a gift to you, and this is what you really need to remember. Do not focus on the death, because your child was not just a death. Your child was millions of moments made up to make one very, very special gift to you. Now, even if your child was stillborn or an angel born sleeping, then, even that 9 months that you had with that child is just so important and precious. Please do not think that your child only amounted to a death. Your child was a gift to you from the universe, and now is the time, especially in these dark days, of really remembering all the precious memories, the laughs, and everything else that you can. Don't keep focusing on the death. It really is up to you when and where and how you are going to move forward. I hope this has helped you to see that you are perhaps quite normal, and I pray you come out of your numb grief as soon as possible so you can start to join in with the rest of your family and living in this wonderful world with the life that we have. Thank you.